You guys got to watch film last night today. What kind of stuck out to you? Maybe second time through you didn't notice when they were on the field yesterday?
Yeah, I think just overall effort. I felt like we played hard for most of the game. I think both teams got tired during the second half, but I thought the effort from both sides of the football and the special teams was there. We got a lot to clean up, had a bunch of penalties, had a bunch of mental errors, but overall played very hard.
What do you think about offensive line play, pass pro and just run blocking?
Yeah, I started off a little shaky, gave up a couple sacks early, but I thought as the game went on, kind of picked up the physicality. We were able to run the ball, and when you can do that, it really opens up everything else.
Specifically with Jack and Jacob, how do you think both those guys handled it at the guards?
Yeah, they did well for their first outing. It wasn't too big for them, that's for sure. And they try to be physical, they try to play hard. That's all you can ask for a first start.
Coach Willie Sykes is a guy you talked about early in the summer, kind of off and on with spring and everything. You didn't know if he was going to be available. Obviously he is, and tore it up yesterday. Can you kind of talk about his progression both on and off the field for you?
Yeah, he's just matured a ton. We're very proud of him and the way he's handled himself, and missed spring practice and through camp. Took it slow with him, but he's really come on lately. Got a nose for the football. He's a tough kid. He'll stick his nose in there, and made a really nice play yesterday.
Balance-wise, you guys able to rush it 38 times, throw it 35. Was that pretty much to script, and how much of that just factored into the offensive line being able to
yeah, ideally that's what we want to do. We want to be 50-50, and last year we were way heavy in the pass area. Obviously we couldn't run the ball, and relied way too much on Pat to get it done, and this year heavy emphasis on trying to be better running the football. As long as we can do that, we'll run it as much as we'll throw it.
On those first 3 drives, you guys had kind of sputtered. How much of that was just trying to work the script that you guys may have had, and then starting with that 4th drive, it seemed just a little bit more aggressiveness, being able to throw it down the field? Maybe was that some play action that was being set?
Yeah, I think it was just bad play calling really on the first 3. We're usually pretty good to open up the game, but I was probably a bit conservative early, and then once we started opening it up, better things started happening.
I know Dick had kind of eaten at least one, taken a sack or 2. Is that what you would like him to do in that type of position, especially early in the game, not wanting to really give another team momentum just to start out a drive?
Yeah, I think those 2 that he took, there was nothing else to do but make it worse. And so we talk about all the time that, hey, don't make it worse. If somebody else screws up, our job is to not make it worse. And they needed a good job, just eating the ball going down, and we punted, and our defense stepped up and held it.
Really noticed a lot whenever you guys were in pistol, y'all were stacking aces and working for receivers. What was just kind of the thought on that one?
Yeah, just trying to get a kind of an even look both sides, right. And felt like we could displace one of their flat defenders a little bit and still be able to block him. It softened him up a little bit too when you widen him out like that, and that was just something we'd seen on film.
Back on the run game for just a moment, who did you feel like moved bodies the best yesterday up front?
Up front, I thought Paul Staywar is doing a nice job there at the center. Jack, he's a physical kid for being a freshman. Jacob, I think they all did a fine job, and we got to get a lot better. But I felt like as the game went on, they stayed in shape, they stayed physical, and were able to finish drives there at the end.
How did you feel about the secondary overall after you guys watched it last night?
Yeah, early on, we had some busted coverage where they had some guys running open, and they missed a couple throws that probably could have hurt us. But I thought as the game went on, we settled in. All those corners settled in and got comfortable, and the safeties were very active. So I think it got better as the game went on.
Was the tackling in open field a big positive? It seemed like y'all didn't really miss any open field last night.
That was a big step. That was another heavy emphasis, was tackling all season and through fall camp. Jay Sean's a sure tackler back there. Right. Dorsey comes down and is physical, and that was definitely improvement in game 1.
By my count, no drops yesterday. Is that right? And has that happened before since you've been here?
I'm not sure, but it's a veteran group of receivers there. Those first 4 have played a lot of football. They take a lot of pride in when the ball comes their way, catching it, and you better, because there's really not enough footballs to go around right now with some of those guys. So when they get it thrown to them, they're pretty good at making it work.
Who in the front 7 graded out the best, D-line and linebackers?
I'm not going to get into exact grades, but I felt like Broderick was solid, Big Mike. Jordan was all over the place, making plays. It was good to have Dakota running around. So a lot of guys stepped up and played well. Like I said, we have a long way to go, but the physicality was there and the effort was there.
It seemed like starting on that fourth drive that y'all really started attacking the corners with Derek and Dylan. Was it just because they were in off coverage so much right there, it seemed like?
Yeah, we just, like I said, I think I was making some bad play calls early, and then we kind of got in a rhythm and saw some things that were working, and probably overthought some things early on. And once we just started doing what we do, it opened everything up.
Was that 75-yard touchdown, for example, to Willie's? Was that something y'all saw? Because it was one-play drive.
Yeah, it was more. They were really screwing down on everything and taking away a bunch of our quick game. Corners were sitting on everything those first few drives. So we just said we got to loosen him up and let him run. And he was moving, made a nice play.
What was the difference for Stockton in this game?
Just he had running lanes. Last year his feet were always stopped in line of scrimmage, and it wasn't any fault of his own for the most part. So when you can get him out in the open and let him go, he's very explosive, and that's where we got to do a better job of just putting him in those situations.
And Nisby, I think, only had 6 carries, I believe, but he seemed to really flash in some of the carries that he had, especially between the tackles. They kind of attacked him from different ways. But what popped out to you from Nisby?
Yeah, just his physicality. Same thing we've seen all camp. He finishes runs. Rarely does he have a negative run. He's always falling forward, and he plays with a very low pad level.
Seemed like y'all's stretch plays were real positive.
Yeah, we did a good job stretching out, and sometimes hitting it front side, sometimes cutting it back. Coach Jones had a heavy emphasis in that scheme and believes in it, and has done a good job coaching it.
How happy was Coach Gibbs just to be +3 in the turnover margin? And from your standpoint too.
That's the goal. I mean, we've struggled. I've said it all along. That's been the difference in our season since I've been here. We got to get that thing turned, and that was a good start.